Hi everyone, welcome to the fourth ASNet virtual conference on social sciences, education and technology AVSET 2024. I am Suresh from UPNM would like to present on a case study on the impact of augmented reality in STEM education. Well, this research work involves three different organizations led by UPNM and in collaboration with UKM and also Industry Cuba Lab Sdn Berhad, which is an industry with cutting-edge skills for immersive technology. Well, as you can see, these are the presentation outline that going to be today, introduction up to conclusion. You can see what is augmented reality. Augmented reality is actually a technology that adds digital content to the real world, and it is enriching learning experience, and it gives more 3D visualization. But the challenges are it is quite high initial cost and the users need to be trained. Reason for this project to commence was as you can see, there are very declining of STEM related subjects interest among students. Many students prefer the non-STEM related subjects during their undergraduate studies or during their Form 4, Form 5 selections, and we can even see during the work job kind of selection, many people nowadays, the current generation, would prefer to choose the non-related STEM because STEMs are known as to be very boring and very tough, and it's like for nerdy people choice. So we would like to see how technology can actually help to breach these barriers and increase whether augmented reality able to increase the interest in the STEM related subjects. See, we are more focused to examine what is the augmented reality impact on students' engagement and perception in STEM through the AR for STEM Kit mobile app, and we also would like to identify the benefit and also the limitation in the STEM education. We were just using AR for STEM Kit app, not for all subjects, but for microbial fuel cell, and we choose high school student due to their maturity. So let's move on to the next slide. As you can see, benefits of AR in a STEM kit, it improves students' most understanding as it can bring alive a 2D printed book or poster or paper into an animated live videos that we can actually enhance the students' understanding. Basically, under the methodology, there's a purpose which we are trying to understand whether augmented reality able to increase or engage more students in STEM related subjects and activities. And these are the next is funding. We are appreciative for the UPNM's fund on the short-term grant, and the technology was using Unity and Euphoria engine, and you can see the development step and the app deployment. As we can see, it was developed under the UPNM short-term grant 2022 GPJPTK10 and also Unity as well as Euphoria engine, and the purpose to illustrate the electricity generation through the biochemical reaction of microbial activity. For the steps that we need to do was we need to set up a scene which will be using the marker, the posters we'll be seeing later, and we will having navigation features so that the user can navigate next, previous, home. And the most important part was we had the interactive animation under the how it works, where the student able to see the microbes reactions and the outcome of it with the carbon dioxide, oxygen, with the electron flow and battery charging. And there's a main navigation so that the student can go back to experimental setup to see the components and how it works once it's fully assembled. As you can see, these are the two posters where setup guides give a 2D representation how the experiment should be set up, but using the mobile app this will be animated, and how it works it's also explained how and the concepts behind the microbial activity, biochemical activity in generating electricity. But this can't be seen here, but with the AR app, this will be coming alive and the student able to see, or the user able to see in an animated version. You can see this is the AR for STEM app being deployed in Google Play Store. Anyone can download it. It is for free and it's just to promote STEM activities and events. This is how it works. We have the group and kit in setup. So we'll be doing pre-intervention phase questionnaire first. But that means using the posters, just explaining the theoretical first, and then using the interactive app for the exploration. And then we do again the same set of questionnaire to check the impact of AR and before and after. That means the first section here will be all traditional methods, and then here will be after the AR's intervention. As you can see, these are some of the example of questionnaire before and after. This is before. One can clearly see how the groups were done. The whole standing is all the students are facilitators. We went 1 week before the STEM event to teach the facilitators under the KTP Knowledge Transfer Program. So the student will be able, as a facilitator, able to teach another students during the STEM event. This is where students were actually given the papers. These are the 2D traditional method were introduced, but now you can see they were using the augmented reality here. This is how it shows a 2D dimension become 3D and animated using the mobile app. And this is the headmistress of SMK Wangsa Maju Section 5. The students were explaining back to her, and also in the presence of the Young Dipertuan PIBG of SMK Wangsa Maju Section 5. You can see here, this is the methodology. After the intervention of the augmented reality, the student were given again the same set of questions to check what is the level and their attitude and also their interest and motivation towards STEM after the introduction of augmented reality. Basically, this is the overview of the question. We have section baseline assessment, means prior to the AR introduction, and we have another section post, that means after the introduction, and we also have comparative questionnaires, which means how do they compare their interests before and after, what they think. And we also have one open-ended questions for the students, whereby the students able to express their own opinion on this, and the assessment will be more towards students' interest, engagement and participation in STEM. You can see the questionnaire was designed in terms of Likert scale of 5-point scale, and the theme was more towards interest, confidence, engagement, understanding of STEM, and also the teaching of STEM itself. The third section was the comparative study, just to understand the preference of students between introduced with AR and without AR, which means the traditional teaching. These are some of the examples. In order to make sure the questionnaire is quality, we also followed Stone, Changley and Guliker's method of questionnaire, and we did a Cronbach alpha test of reliability, and it shows 0.5 to 0.7, moderately acceptable, reliable of questionnaires that has been constructed by the authors. So we can see these are the main section that we were trying to assess on the student prior and post, and the comparative studies. These were the sum of the open-ended questions that we actually asked the students at the end of the questionnaire as well. This is to capture the students' honest opinion and their own values of how do they feel the AR lessons, whether it was engaging, and how do they find STEM after the session. So this is where the student write their honest opinion, and the questionnaire, all the questionnaires was done in dual language, English language and also Bahasa Malaysia, is to make sure that language is not a barrier for the STEM education. Some of the key purpose of this results and discussion part, the key metrics are the interest, confidence, engagement, understanding and teaching effectiveness, that we check on the student. That means pre and post, we managed to get there is a notable increase of point of interest, especially in interest on STEM, after the usage of augmented reality. We can see from the descriptive analysis, statistic analysis, the point mean was going from 3.83 to 4.25 just right after, within an hour of introduction of augmented reality. And there is a significant difference in interest and engagement after the AR integration. This could be found after we did the Candle W test as well. We will discuss more this on this next slide. Overall, from the descriptive statistics, one can actually clearly see all the values, especially in terms of interest, as we said before. Engaging was also increased after the post-AR implementation. It's just that there's a slight decline during enjoying 3.73 to 3.4. This is because when using a new technology, the user or the student had to adjust to the new technology. So this is what the student had feedback. But in terms of understanding, it also have increased using the augmented reality. Also the teaching method, they would even prefer, it is more effective to use augmented reality in teaching the STEM education. So let's move on. Through the Candle W test result, it also clearly led that it's a truly we can conclude that augmented reality has led substantial improvement in interest, understanding and effectiveness compared to the baseline. Baseline is prior to the augmented reality. So there's a high interest and understanding of STEM concept with the favor of augmented reality over the traditional method. This could be seen through the comparative studies. These are some feedback we managed to get and gather about the students' feedback, where they have said the advantages are the 3D models were interactive and it made the complex microbe biochemical reaction easier to understand, and it was hands-on. They were not sitting and just listening one way, and it is interdisciplinary learning. They're able to learn so many STEM related various field, which is giving them a holistic understanding. Yet there are some improvement areas they suggested was the internet connectivity and also device compatibility, because it's only available for Google Play Store, and they were expecting some explanation because it is a bit tough when you're using augmented reality. You could not put all the information together inside, and they would prefer there's some gamification in the section as well, so that it can engage them more. The key takeaway is that the student overall have felt it that augmented reality actually enhanced their interest, engagement and their understanding. We can see here clearly how it animated, but their future recommendation mostly was they would like to have gamification embedded in this app. Conclusion, authors can conclude that the AR have boost the students' interest, engagement and understanding on STEM, and it also a practical link whereby it combines the theoretical to the real world visualization, which have enhanced the comprehension of the students. And the challenges will be the cost, technical issue, and we need trainers for broader adoption, and we need to address how can we gamify this and to scalable so that it is affordable for every folks. Last but not least, we would like to acknowledge UPNM for the financial support for the short-term grant, and also our greatest gratitude goes to the SMK Wang Samaju headmistress, STEM teachers, student as facilitator, students, and also the YDP PIBG. The references for the paper. These are the references for the papers. These are some of the references. These are the references that we used, and would like to thank all of you. And let's see another event, time and avenue. Please do contact me at suresh@upnm.edu.my for any questions. Thank you so much. Bye bye.